everyone, I'm Harshika Narula from grade 8A, the Lexicon International School, Kalyani Nagar. Today, I'm going to show how to make simple charts. So, we all know what are charts. Charts can be of different types like pie charts, histogram chart. We can make many charts by using subplot. There are also a few heat map and scatter which are quite different, but they are easy to make. So, each chart can be used in a different way. First, I will show you how the histogram works and then I'll explain the code. So this, as you can see, is a histogram chart. So I have made a histogram chart of frequencies. So it is that 5 years, this is the age. I have written the x-axis as age. So there are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40. There are also numbers in between, but I've not labeled them. And then there is frequency in the y-axis. So the frequency tells us for how many times the age is there. Now there are very less people with the age 5, more people with the age 10 to 15, and even more people with the age 20 to 40. So basically what I've done here is I have divided the histogram into three parts. So the first part, as you can see, is 5 to somewhere in between 15. The second part is from there to 22 or 23. The third part is till 42 or 41, I guess. So this is the chart, and histogram can be used when you don't need exact data. You just need its frequencies, or you just need that, not in a particular data, like you don't need the particular data for every single person, every single age. You just need an overview. So this was histogram. Let's see how we can make it. First, we import numpy as np. Now, and then we import matplotlib. So these two need to be uploaded from the terminal. So over here you write pip 1 minute. Over here we will write pip install matplotlib. So you can see it is showing requirement already satisfied because I've already installed it. And the next one you have to import is pip install. Remember to put a double L in the install. Pip install numpy. It is again showing requirement already satisfied. So now let's go to the code. In the code, I have made two lists and one array. So instead, you can use any array and any list. It does not matter, but you cannot use tuples and sets. Tuples and sets are like s is equal to, this is a tuple. It is not a valid one because I've added string without quotes. And I'll show you what is a set. This is a set. So when we use sets, it will give us an error. So it is wise to use tuple and array. Now over here I've used one array to show you how we can use it. So first, my first list name is age. My array's name is a random, and bins. I will explain what is bins. And then I have plt.hist. Hist is the command for histogram. Every chart that we are going to make has a command in PLT. Like pie chart will have plt.py. Subplot will have .subplot. Heat map is quite different, but it will also have heat map. And scatter will also have scatter. So now going to the next, I have put plt.x label. So plt is nothing but this screen. I'll show you. This screen that we are getting, we are referring it to as PLT. Or more than screen, you can say the chart that we are getting. So this histogram chart is being used as PLT. And now plt.x label. So I've given x label as age, as you can see here. X label is age, Y label is frequency, and the title is histogram. Next I have done plt.show. If you don't write plt.show, it will not show an error, but it will also not show your chart. Now what is bins? I have created a bins list. You can also create a bins array, and then you can make it any name. I can write bin, but then here I'll also have to make a change. And then I've written as an argument when I'm displaying that this is a histogram that we are making with this array. As you can see, I've not used the age list over here. I've just shown it. And then we have bins is equal to and the variable that we have used. So what does bins do? As I told you, that over here I have put different column kinds of. That this is the first column, this is the second, this is the third. So in my histogram, it is giving me the same for the last two columns because the data is almost similar. Like I have 5, 21 to 41, and I have 5, 13 to 21, and I have 10, 21 to 41. So that is why it is showing me same. But if we have different data, it will show us the difference. So this was histogram. I'll show it once again. This is the histogram chart. These are the labels. This is the X label, Y label, and the title. Next, let's go to pie chart. So now what is a pie chart? We all know pie chart is like a circular chart which is really nice to look at. So we use pie charts in various templates or various PPTs that we make. We also use it in projects because it looks beautiful and it attracts more attention to the main topic of the project or anything that we are making. So I'll just show you how it works. I have made one on the gases. So you can see it is giving oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. It is also giving me a legend. I'll explain what it is. And now you can see that it is giving me a circle in the middle. I'll remove the circle and then show you once again. So now this is the normal pie chart that we see. Now there is also another type of pie chart that is known as donut pie chart. So what is a donut pie chart? Donut pie chart over here you can see that it is giving me oxygen, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen. I told you guys that it is the gases pie chart. But how will a normal person know it is a gases pie chart? And if you want to put a main subplot or a main title, how will you put it? Where will you put it? Putting it above will not look as nice. So we use an inner circle. We make an inner circle in which we can write something. So over here I can write gases, but right now I've not written anything. So now I'll explain the code. First I've imported NumPy, but there is no use, so it is giving me in brown color. Next I have from matplotlib. This line is important to write whenever we're using matplotlib. Even though we have imported it, even though we have installed it, we need to import it every time we need to use it. Next we have simple You can say array or list. I have made a list. You can also use array. Next, I have two lists. One is of name and the other is of gas. So the name gives the names, which is nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. And I've put how much percentage or how much degree I want in it. So you can see nitrogen has 64 degree, oxygen has 21, and carbon dioxide is 50. It is not the accurate data, but it is just random data. Next, we have plt.py. So first I have given the x-axis. I have not given the names because it will be ahead in the labels argument. Next, I have given radius. So how much radius I want. I can also increase it to 2, but it will be like too big. So you can see it is too big. So 1 is nice. And then we have label. Now I have given labels. If you don't want to give label, it is no problem, and you can just use legend. And then we have explode is equal to E. Explode is equal to E. What does this mean now? Over here you can see that this oxygen piece, it's a little bit outside. You can see that it is like a slice of cake or something. So that is done by explode. Next I have shadow. You can see the whole pie chart has a shadow. These are just like effects, even auto PCT. These are just effects that we can put to our pie chart, but they don't make much a difference. Next, we have legend. Inside legend, I have not put any labels because I've already defined it in the pie chart. But if you haven't, you can put it in the bracket with commas. Next, this is the normal pie chart that we will get adding plt.show. If we want the donut pie chart, we will write a variable is equal to plt.circle. Because I want a circle made, I will write circle over here. And then I give the radiuses, the row column, and the color. Now I haven't tried this, but I will try using another color. Let's say red. So you can see the circle comes in red. So this is how we use arguments. And then there is GCF. GCF is like a command, even GCA. These are just commands that we use to make a donut pie chart. And then we use add artist. Add artist is nothing but to add the circle. And then there's plt.show. I'll show it once again. This is the pie chart. This is the legend. These are the labels. Even these are the labels. And then, so auto PCT has given these labels. And then we have the donut pie chart, the shadow, and the colors. Next, we will do scatter. So scatter is also a map. It is quite a beautiful one, I have to say. So this is a scatter map. It is really beautiful to look at. So you can see how the stars are of different sizes and different color, going from 1 to 9. So the smallest one is of this purple color and the largest one is of red color. And it goes like this. So now you will ask that it's like the colors are not very organized. But that is not the case. As you can see, the smallest one will be of the darkish blue, then light, and the largest one is this color. It depends on the size. The color depends on the size. And then we have X label, Y label, which we had done. Now I'll show you the code. First we have imported matplotlib, and then we have A is equal to, B is equal to, and Ci is equal to. These are all nothing but lists. And then we have plt.scatter. We have put the x-axis and the y-axis. Then I've used arguments like marker. If I don't put marker, it will show us a circle. There is edge color, which you can see over here. that it is not only the color, it is also giving an outline on the stars, which is the edge color. Next we have C is equal to Ci, which is the array using which the colors are in order. And then there is C map. So this is the C map. I have used rainbow underscore R. There are many types of C map. You just need to search on Google. I'll show you. C map colors. Now you can see here how many colors there are. You can use any of these colors and it will show it to us in the form. Now I'll try cool now. Let's see if it works. So you can see now instead of rainbow it is showing the cool colors, which are like warm or cold colors, you can say. Next we have line width. Now line width is for the borders, for the edge of the stars, and using which we can see if we want the more of the border or more of the color. And the S is equal to B, that is for the same purpose for the colors. Next we have plt.x label, plt.y label, and C bar. So you can see here that the X label is roll number, Y label is marks, and now C bar. Over here, using C map, we gave colors to the stars. But now whenever you see this chart, how will you know that this is the highest or this is the highest? For that we have the C map. We have the C bar. So this is the C bar. And using the C bar, we can display the colors that we are using and its order. Next we have plt.show. I will show this chart once again and then we'll move to the next one. This is the scatter chart with X label and Y label, the C bar, the C map. Now let's go to subplotting. It is a little confusing, but once you learn it, it is really nice to use. So I'll run it. So you can see here, these are 4 maps that I've used. This is a line, this is a square map, this is a tan map, this is a cos map, and this is a sine map. So these are all normal line graph maps, and there are things like sine, cos, tan, stuff like that, and in which we use it as a map to display different numbers. So let's see how it works. You can put any map in that. You can also put a pie chart map. First we have imported it. Next we have plt.figure. So plt.figure, what it does, it creates a figure which tells the computer that now there is not only one map, there are more than one maps that are going to be adjusted in the figure. Now so that this is done so that the next time we make a project or the plot in the same Python project, it won't give us an error about if it is a chart or not. Next we have x is equal to np.linspace. Now what is linspace? Linspace I have given 10, 1, 10 and 100. Linspace is nothing but like something that we use to whenever we are putting a particular type of chart, you can say, like if I'm using a square chart, if I'm using a sine chart, then we have to use line space. Let's see what happens when we change a line space. If I'm using pie chart, then I don't need to use line space. So it's nothing related to subplot. So you can see all the charts are disordered now, except the square one. So with line space, it stays in order. Next we have plt.subplot. Now I've added subplots. So the first argument is the column, the second argument is the row, and the third argument is the, you can say, like serial number. So the first pie chart I put is of sign, and this, so last argument is nothing but, like you can say, for color. Red is the color and O is the marker kind of. So it will show us in circles. You can see it is showing us in circles, and it is of red color. Same goes for everyone. K means black, B means blue, M means magenta, and in front of it is all the ones I've used. This means triangle, it's a really nice one. Next, I've done the same for all of the subplots. I've used np.sign. NP numpy is used in many charts because it gives a proper figure, you can see, and a proper space for the chart to expand and to show clearly. I'll show the subplot once again, and then we'll go to the last one. This is the subplot. These are the 4 subplots. This is sine, cos, tan, and square. Next, we will go to heat map. Oh, for heat map, we need to add another one of the package which is pip install Seaborn. I don't know if it is capital or not. Let's just try. Small. So it has added now. So it is no longer showing an error. Let's run it and see if it works. So here you can see the heat map. It is a really beautiful map, and you can see the maximum ones. Now what is a heat map? A heat map is more like comparing. So when you need to compare, for example, in your class, when you need to find out who is the rank 1, who is the rank 2, and who are tying. So for that, we will use heat map. So you can see that this row is the marks, and this row is these both rows are marks. Now this is one student, this is another student. When they both are compared, we get these many similarities. So it is not a tie. But when A comes again with A, it is a tie. That is why it is showing a full color. When B comes with a B, it is a full color. So it is basically like comparison, that how much similar is B to C. So it is minus 0.89. So it is like clearly white, which is not even on the C bar. And then how much is A related to A? So of course it will be full because they both have the same data. So it has the darkest color. So it will always show us in symmetry, a slanting symmetry. If we use same in both the axes, I can use different in one and different in the other. It will also look similarly pretty, but it will not give us the symmetry. Now I've used purple here. We can use many different colors. Now let's see the code. First I've imported matplotlib, then I've imported Seaborn, and then I've imported pandas. So first I've made a dictionary called data. Now this dictionary has A, B, C and D. So this time, instead of making an array or a list, I will be using a dictionary. Next, I have made a data frame. df is equal to pd.dataframe bracket data, and I've printed df. So you can see over here that it is printing the df. Now this is the df. It is showing me what is the value of A, what is the value of B, what is the value of C and D. Next, I have used core matrix. Core matrix is nothing but the way we can find the similarities. Like instead of core matrix, I can use many other things, but core matrix is like a already inbuilt function in PyCharm. So we use core matrix. What core matrix basically does is it gives us similarities and it compares the data for us. So we don't have to do it manually. So I first put it in a variable, and then I've printed it. So you can see over here that A is related to A by full, A is related to B by 0.5, and so on. Next, I've used ss.heatmap. SS is nothing but C bond, what we imported right now. And then in the bracket there is core matrix, which is a comparison. A naught is equal to true. It is just an argument, and then C map. So I'll just put another color. Let's try cool. Or maybe let's see some nice color and we will add it. Let's try PRGN. You can put any color, and now you can see. Now what C map, the C bar, it automatically gives in this heat map, because without the C map, without the C bar, we cannot see what is there. We cannot see why one is dark green and 0.5 is light green. It will be very difficult to understand if the C bar is not there. Now there is the plt.show. I will show the heat map once again. This is the heat map. This is all for today. I hope you liked it, and happy coding. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel.